Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be covering a topic that has been much requested, particularly given some of the updates we've had recently within the Aquarium Project. We're talking about these guys here, which are, if you're not aware, these guys are Flowerhorns. Ooh, he does not like being recorded, does he? So yeah, we're going to be talking about Flowerhorns. We've got three in at the moment, which is these three. I will, as I talk, I'll probably show footage of them most of the time, but sort of run out of, if we look at them for too long, that'll get boring, and I don't want to bore you. So the other thing is, I might just show you some other stuff, walking around and talk over it as I do. But yeah, let's dive right into it, shall we? So basically, the thing to know with the Flowerhorns, like the most important part, as you can kind of see, is they're very aggressive. So they're bred to be like quite an aggressive fish, as you can see, trying to kill the glass. So really, like if you're going to have some or have one, it's one per tank. There is kind of exceptions to every rule. Sometimes you can get away with like arowanas or like giant gouramis or like datnoids or other big sort of monster type fish. But that's not something I'd recommend. I'd definitely suggest staying more with like the one fish in the tank, and nothing else. In terms of the tank, you're going to want what they call a 4-foot tank. So for reference, that's like a 120 centimeter, 75 gallon, 120 gallon type of minimum tank size. So probably what I'm going to say is they're not the best sort of beginner fish, in that you'll have one and that'll kind of be a bit boring. What you can do is just put them in the tank, and maybe as your second or third tank, so you got kind of that wet pet. Because obviously adding fish is a lot of fun for people, but you're not going to be able to do that if you're just keeping Flowerhorns. Obviously, not to say that you can't have just one fish that's a Flowerhorn, but it is possible. So yeah, and I mean in terms of decorations, as you can see, like probably with all these tanks is like you want minimal stuff going on. I recommend like a fine gravel, either a fine gravel or sand, a bare bottom or like tile or something like that. Coarse gravels they can, just scrape themselves up on. So yeah, that'll be your best option. Decorations, they will like try to fight them, so you probably don't want anything super sharp or super big. Just like a little clay pot or something like that will be tons. So yeah, I mean that's about all the basics really. In terms of feeding, they're pretty easy. I definitely wouldn't recommend live foods. You'll be much better off keeping them on like some pellets or frozen foods or that kind of thing. But if you are going to do live foods, things like guppies and stuff, little ones, really little ones, you don't want anything like too big. Their mouths obviously aren't that, struggle a bit. But yeah, that'll kind of be your best option. But yeah, the other thing you can do is like people kind of exercise them by putting a mirror in the tank or up to the tank or something like that, which also might be another good option, just for a bit of fun. But I mean, they're really great fish. Like you can see, they're kind of interesting to watch, interesting behaviors. Obviously, this guy's really aggro, trying to fight a lot. You can get a lot of that personal interaction. Like this guy here in particular likes to let me pat him. Or sometimes they like to fight. Likes to dig. This guy here likes to dig holes. So he's just dug out this back corner here. And he really likes to dig holes, for example. So, I mean, it's really good. You can get all that different interaction out of them. There is plenty of different types. Like you can see, obviously here we've got SRD, which stands for Super Red Dragon, which is just like the color type. But you can get all sorts of different ones. The SRDs will definitely be my favorite. I think kind of just color wise and appearance wise and that. But yeah, so the Flowerhorns are a captive fish, in terms of like they don't exist in the wild. They are hybrids, which obviously makes it hard. Like a lot of people want to sort of replicate natural environments and that kind of thing, which isn't going to be possible on with a Flowerhorn. But I mean, they are super interesting. Like the way they get their big nuchal hump or cock through. You call them. It's very similar to like something that a Midas cichlid would get. Midas is one of the ones where people think that what people think is in goes in to make a Flowerhorn, but no one really knows. But yeah, I mean, proper grooming and stuff can really kind of accentuate that and the colors to bring that all out. But yeah, I mean, it is. I think Flowerhorns is one where it like kind of gets in your blood, and you can really become like a Flowerhorn person, and really go down that sort of rabbit hole. And I think it's definitely worth it. Like people get a lot of keeping these sort of more fish, that are going to be way more sort of interesting and fun to keep. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in getting into it, I think it's definitely like a good option. They're all good fish to keep, in terms of interest and everything like that. So yeah, I'm not really sure I had too much else to kind of address in this video. It's more kind of just like a basic overview. But yeah, I mean, if you've got any questions or that, please feel free to let me know. I'm more than happy to kind of discuss them with you a bit deeper on some of the specific things, whatever you guys want. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and maybe got something out of it. But yeah, I mean, that's about all from me, so I'll leave it there. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks.